Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the absolute worst car mods of 2024. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. From ridiculous squatted trucks to fake hood vents that serve no purpose other than attracting confused stares, we're about to witness some truly questionable automotive decisions. Get ready to cringe, laugh, and maybe even question humanity's taste in car modifications. Buckle up because this is going to be a bumpy ride. All right, folks, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the truck with its nose in the air. Squatted trucks. This trend, if you can even call it that, has baffled car enthusiasts and sane human beings alike for far too long. Picture this. A truck, a vehicle designed for hauling and off-roading, rendered completely useless by its own owner. The rear end is jacked up, giving it that perpetually about to take off look, while the front end scrapes the pavement like a teenager desperately searching for their lost dignity. Now, I'm all for personalizing your ride, but this just seems like a recipe for disaster. Imagine trying to navigate a speed bump in one of these things. You'd need a spotter, a winch, and maybe even a team of trained professionals to get you over it without ripping off your front bumper. And don't even get me started on the practicality. Try fitting anything larger than a loaf of bread in the bed of a squatted truck. It's like trying to stuff a week's worth of groceries into a clown car. It's just not going to happen. And for what purpose? To look cool? Let's be honest. The only thing cool about a squatted truck is the shade it provides from the sun, because you're definitely not going to outrun anything in that thing. The suspension on these poor trucks is crying out for mercy. They're begging their owners to let them fulfill their true purpose, to haul, to tow, to conquer off-road terrain, but alas, they're stuck living a life of ridicule and impracticality. It's a sad sight, folks. So if you're thinking about squatting your truck, please do yourself and the world a favor and reconsider. Your truck will thank you, your suspension will thank you, and your local mechanic who's tired of fixing your scraped-up bumper will definitely thank you. Next up on our list of automotive abominations, we have fake hood vents. These little pieces of plastic, often glued or awkwardly bolted onto the hood, are supposed to give the illusion of a high-performance engine lurking beneath. But let's be real, folks, we can see right through your charade. It's like putting racing stripes on a turtle. It doesn't make it go any faster, it just makes it look silly. Real hood vents serve a purpose. They extract heat from the engine bay, improving performance and preventing overheating. Fake hood vents, on the other hand, do absolutely nothing. They're like the fitness influencers of the car world. All about appearances, but lacking any real substance. You see these things on everything from Honda Civics to Toyota Camrys, and it never fails to make me chuckle. It's like they're trying to compensate for something. Imagine being overtaken by a minivan while sporting fake hood vents. The shame, the embarrassment, the crushing realization that you've become a walking, talking automotive cliché. It's not a good look, folks. So if you're tempted to slap some fake hood vents on your ride, do yourself a favor and invest in something worthwhile instead. Get a cold air intake, upgrade your exhaust, or better yet, take a driving course and learn how to actually utilize your car's performance potential. Don't fall into the trap of fake hood vents. They're the automotive equivalent of a toupee, a desperate attempt to mask reality that ultimately fools no one. All right, folks, let's talk about big wheels. Now, I'm not talking about the kind you find on monster trucks or off-road vehicles. Those serve a purpose. I'm talking about the oversized, chrome-plated monstrosities that people bolt onto perfectly good cars, turning them into rolling tributes to poor taste and questionable judgment. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're usually accompanied by tires with a sidewall thinner than a supermodel's patience. These wheels are so big they look like they belong on a clown car, not a street-legal vehicle. And let's not forget the price tag. You could easily drop a down payment on a small house for some of these setups. But here's the thing about big wheels. They actually negatively impact your car's performance. They increase unsprung weight, which messes with your suspension geometry and handling. And those low-profile tires, they might look cool, but they offer a ride quality that can only be described as bone-jarring. Imagine driving over a pebble in one of these things. It's like hitting a speed bump at 50 miles per hour. You'll be feeling every imperfection in the road, every crack, every pothole. Your teeth will rattle, your fillings will loosen, and your spine will compress like an accordion. And for what? To look cool? Let's be honest, the only thing cool about big wheels is the amount of air conditioning you'll need to compensate for the increased drag they create. They're impractical, uncomfortable, and frankly, they just look ridiculous. So, if you're considering slapping some massive rims on your ride, I urge you to reconsider. Your car will thank you, your passengers will thank you, and your chiropractor will definitely thank you. Alright folks, let's talk about a mod that's less about visual appeal and more about assaulting the eardrums of everyone within a 5-mile radius: burble tunes. Now, I understand the appeal of a good-sounding exhaust note. A throaty growl or a satisfying rumble can add character to a car. But burble tunes take this to a whole new level of auditory assault. For those unfamiliar, a burble tune is essentially a software modification that alters the timing of your car's engine, causing it to spit and sputter unburnt fuel into the exhaust system. This creates those obnoxious pops and bangs that sound like a string of firecrackers going off in a dumpster. Now, I'm all for a little bit of exhaust noise, but this is just ridiculous. It's like someone took a chainsaw to your muffler and then decided to play a game of whack-a-mole with your catalytic converter. It's loud, it's obnoxious, and it's frankly embarrassing. Imagine driving through a quiet neighborhood with a burble tune. You're essentially announcing your arrival like a medieval siege weapon. Birds scatter, dogs howl, and small children flee in terror. It's the automotive equivalent of blasting your car stereo at 3 a.m., completely disrespectful and utterly unnecessary. And the worst part, these tunes often come at the expense of performance. Altering your engine's timing can lead to decreased fuel economy, increased emissions, and even potential engine damage. So you're sacrificing performance and annoying everyone around you, all for the sake of sounding like a malfunctioning go-kart. If you're considering a burble tune for your car, I implore you to reconsider. Your neighbors will thank you, your eardrums will thank you, and your mechanic will thank you when they don't have to deal with your blown-out exhaust. Alright folks, we've covered some truly questionable car mods today, but this next one might just take the cake. Fake rust. Yes, you heard that right. People are intentionally making their cars look rusty, like they've been abandoned in a field for the past 30 years. It's the automotive equivalent of a midlife crisis, except instead of buying a sports car, you're actively trying to make your car look worse. Now, I understand the appeal of a patina. A naturally aged car can have a certain charm, a story etched into its faded paint and weathered chrome. But fake rust is like showing up to a costume party dressed as a hobo. It's just sad and a little bit desperate. Imagine spending your hard-earned money on a nice car, only to then turn around and pay someone to make it look like it's one step away from the junkyard. It's like buying a brand new pair of designer jeans and then dragging them through the mud. It's counterintuitive, illogical, and frankly just plain weird. And don't even get me started on the execution. Fake rust is notoriously difficult to pull off convincingly. It often ends up looking like someone took a spray can and went to town on their car with reckless abandon. Instead of a cool, weathered look, you end up with something that resembles a bad case of automotive acne. If you're even remotely considering fake rust for your car, I beg you, please reconsider. There are so many other ways to make your car unique without resorting to such drastic and frankly bizarre measures. Save yourself the embarrassment, save your car from this indignity, and invest in something that actually improves its appearance. Well, folks, we've reached the end of our journey through the automotive abyss. We've witnessed some truly questionable car mods today, from the impracticality of squatted trucks to the auditory assault of burble tunes. We've seen fake hood vents that serve no purpose other than to attract confused stares and big wheels that turn a smooth ride into a teeth-rattling ordeal. And let's not forget the bizarre trend of fake rust, where people actively try to make their cars look worse. It's clear that when it comes to car modifications, there's a fine line between tastefully enhancing your ride and turning it into an automotive abomination. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people are tripping over that line with reckless abandon. But amidst all the cringeworthy mods and questionable decisions, there's a valuable lesson to be learned. Your car is an extension of yourself, a reflection of your personality and your taste. So, before you go slapping on some outlandish modifications, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really me, or am I just trying too hard? Because at the end of the day, The best car mods are the ones that enhance your driving experience, not detract from it. They're the ones that make you smile every time you get behind the wheel, not cringe in embarrassment. So choose wisely, my friends. Your car and your reputation will thank you for it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more hilarious car content. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, and let's have a good laugh at the expense of these automotive offenders. Remember, car mods should enhance, not repulse. See you next time.